I am going through the car wash. I want to see how much water actually comes through on the sunroof. But now I'm going to see what it looks like and get a good video of it here. Here we go, final rinse. Wow, that's a lot of water. Let's see if we can pick up on just the iPhone, the noise. Hear it? Here's some bumps. So everything that I'm reading and seeing online is telling me that knocking that we're hearing is coming from the gasket seal on the sunroof. I don't believe it. Not until, it just doesn't, that sound doesn't sound like that's what it is. I'm thinking it's a bolt loose or something. But if it's just the gasket, that's great. I ordered the gasket and I'm going to replace it. It's simple enough repair. Let's see if that does it. The first step is to pull this little cover away and be careful not to tear it, but the top just pops out like that. And the bottom does the same. Should come out fairly easily without ripping. So there's just a little clip on the bottom and a clip on the top. Now that reveals the torque screws here, one there and one there. All right, so we want the sunroof up to do this. It just makes it easier. So these are the 4 torque screws and they're easily accessible, and I put a little mark with a Sharpie so I could see the factory settings. So if you look closely, that's the mark I made with the Sharpie. And now we're going to remove the torque screw with a T25. So the glass is completely free now. So carefully lift it up and remove the glass. Okay, so I've got my glass off, and before I get started I want to point out a few things here. So in each corner you have 3 marks and a green dot, and then you have this little drainage hole right here, and then just peel the seal right off. So now I'm going to clean up the edges of the glass here so that I get a nice clean seal for the new gasket. So I just used some window cleaner and actually used an old toothbrush to get in the corners, and then wiped it down and made it good and clean. Spraying a little silicone on a rag. I really don't want this all over my glass and everywhere, so I'm just going to wipe down the seal. Okay, so I'm going to line up my first green dot. My drain is in the back, and I'm just going to slowly press the seal into place. So what you want to do, there's like a little lip here. I just want to spray just a little, slightest bit of silicone spray in here. Our green dots line up where they're supposed to. It's close enough there. It doesn't have to be exactly on it. What you want to make sure is that you didn't somehow stretch this entire length, too much. Like if it were over an inch or something, then you pulled on this too much. You want it even tension all the way around the gasket. So a little bit off there that's not a problem. Now before I reinstall the glass, I want to just point out that there are drain tubes in each corner. So there's one right here. It's kind of hard to see. So if there was debris blocking these holes, you'd want to clean it out. Mine are clean and I didn't have a problem, but it can be a problem if you're backing up and these are not draining properly. It could back up into your car. Now you can see why I put the lines on here. The first thing to do is to put the screws in just slightly tight enough to hold it, but loose enough that I can move this around a little bit so that I can get it aligned exactly where I want it. See, I went too low here. Okay, so I'm going to raise this corner, this back left corner up. Front looks pretty good. And on that side, let's go and look at it. This side, not bad, just a little bit low. So we're going to raise up the back corners. Front, it's all right. Okay, so raise the roof up. Back side needs to come up ever so slightly. So loosen it, raise it a little bit, tighten, just hand tight. And let's go see what that looks like. The reason I wanted to replace the seal on the sunroof was to get rid of the knocking. Now, if that alleviates some of the dripping that we saw earlier, that's great, but the knocking was driving me nuts. I mean, that's one of the reasons you buy a Lexus, is you want ride quality and comfort and a quiet ride. To hear that knocking was just like, ugh, I hated it. So I'm driving definitely down this next section here, and I want to see if it's still there. It always knocked around this one corner. So if it doesn't knock, I'm amazed. It's gone. Amazing. It was just the seal on the sunroof. I'm thrilled. That is good news. So next test, I'll take it through the car wash and see if that alleviated some of the leaking through the sunroof. Okay, back at the car wash. Wow, so previously, by now I would have seen drips coming through the sunroof. Nothing. That looks great. Here's the final rinse where it was pouring in before. Now, nothing. Dry as can be. Isn't that great? So that's it. It was a simple repair, and it did three things for me. It stopped the knocking, which was awesome. Two, it stopped the leaking, which I didn't even know I had until I started investigating it. And three, it eliminated wind noise. I didn't even know that was a problem before, but totally eliminated all the wind noise I was hearing. Every Lexus owner needs to do this repair. So if you like what you saw, please give me a thumbs up, leave comments down below, and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. And go out there, definitely take care of it before it's a real problem for your Lexus or your Toyota. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.